Daniel, the 11th chapter, shows us major events that are happening right now in our time. And in verse 45, we see a shift happen towards the land of Judah. And we see that the king of the north, which we have identified as the president of the United States, the king of the north occupies the land of Judah to save Judah, as it says here plainly. It says, he, that's the king of the north, the president of the United States, shall plant the tabernacles of his palace, that's military occupation, between the seas and in the glorious holy mountain. Now, most biblical commentaries will tell you that the reason why the king of the north occupies Judah, when you look at the context, is because of tidings out of the east and out of the north, old Persia. They are going to receive reports out of there of war, of calls for jihad against the Israelis. And you're going to see a war between Iran, most likely, and maybe even Afghanistan will be in it as well, between Iran and the Israelis, to the point where the king of the north comes in and saves Judah. And I showed you this in another broadcast called Judah Shall Be Broken. And I go through with you Isaiah the 14th chapter, and it talks about the root. As it says here, Isaiah 14:29, God says, rejoice not thou, whole Palestine, because the rod of him that smote thee is broken, talking about Judah. Of course, the Palestinians are rejoicing because Judah is broken. In Isaiah the 22nd chapter, I show you that Jerusalem is attacked, and the king of the north comes in there and starts repairing Jerusalem. So the Israelis are going to be attacked by Iran, and maybe even Afghanistan will be part of it, but it's going to come out of old Persia and Media. And God says here in verse 30, God says, I will kill your root. And who funds Hamas? Iran. Why does the king of the north move into Judah? Because of Iran. I will kill your root, that's Iran, with famine, and he shall slay thy remnant. Who is this he that slays the remnant? And, well, that he in verse 31, it plainly says here, for there shall come from the north a smoke. And the smoke, when God talks about smoke in biblical prophecy, it means a huge army. So out of the north, a huge army is going to come in. And then it says that the Palestinians send ambassadors to this northern army. And it says, what shall one then answer? The messengers of the nation. And it says here that the Lord hath founded Zion, and the poor of his people shall trust in it. So the king of the north says they are coming in to save Judah. So the king of the north, the president of the United States, comes in to save Judah. So there's going to be a war between Iran, maybe even Afghanistan, and the Israelis, to the point where the king of the north has to come in, because he hears of these tidings, these reports coming out of there, and he has to come in and occupy Judah to save Judah.